I have watched a good share of anime in my life, and I've seen some that I consider to be a work of art, which is why I was so surprised when a friend of mine told me about this anime that they seen and that they felt it was one of the greatest that they have ever watched. I instantly put my radar on since I've never heard of this anime before, and that anime being Snow White with the red hair. And after finishing both seasons, I can sit up here confidently and say that my friend was indeed right. And to be honest with you, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had watching anime. Now, if I was going to really dig deep into this show, I can make this video 30 minutes long, but I'm not going to do that for your sake and also for my sake. I'm going to try my best to stay away from spoilers, but there are some minor ones, so if that is a concern to you, this is your time to click off this video. But I just wanted to give recognition to a show that I believe is beautiful from beginning to end for a multitude of reasons. The first being the cast. It is so hard to find an anime with an entire cast that is likable, and Snow White with the red hair is one of those rare animes. Shiraiki as an MC is written so well, and I found myself completely in love with her character from the very beginning. We've seen time and time again female MCs or female characters in general fall completely vulnerable and in need of the assistance of male help, but that is nowhere near the case for Snow White with the red hair. Shiraiki is brave, confident, selfless, and strong. I could really keep going with the praise to her character, but it's so rare to find, and then combine that with her dynamic with the main love interest Zen, it enhances everything even more. Now, speaking of Zen, and I just gotta say, I'm so jealous of that. Imagine being named Zen. That would be such a great name. But besides that, he is what I personally think every man should aspire to be. And before all the alpha males get into my comment section, I know I can hear you booing. Quiet down, just let me speak. Hear me out for a second here. I think there's something to learn from each character, but the undying love he has for Shiraiki is something I find admirable in many ways. It's not easy to put your pride aside and put someone else in front of you, yet Zen does this on multiple occasions. It isn't something that comes naturally at first, but the growth into being able to do this while his love for Shiraiki grows is beautiful to see. He does have his moments where he is jealous and possessive over Shiraiki, but that is just natural with the feelings that he has for her since they're so strong. He also has such a great personality, and he pushes you towards your soft side while watching the show with the gestures that he has towards Shiraiki. Even if we were to look at the side characters, they are incredibly likable, those being Kiki, Mitsuhide, and Ryu. And don't get me started with Ryu. If I had a child, they would have to be Ryu. If not, I'm throwing the whole kid away. But they all bring their own different addition to the anime, making it what it is. Whether it's Kiki being cold but yet still welcoming and warm, I don't know how to really explain it, but if you've seen the anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mitsuhide being loyal but also quirky, and Ryu being cute and innocent, they all leave a lasting impression on you. The anime does a great job when it comes to making more out of a character than originally expected. There's time taken to develop every single one of them and enables you to form a connection of some sort with each character. But arguably, the one that stands out the most for me is Obi. I would be lying if I said I knew Obi was going to be as important as he would eventually become. Obi is a character that is just so rare to me because it's his development and his character arc which made everything click in a sense. He's that mysterious, lovable figure that always seems to have more to him, which he actually does, and we uncover throughout the show. And it is mainly due to the next major reason why this anime is so good in my opinion, and that is from the love triangle. When I tell you this caught me by surprise, I mean I had no clue that there would be a love triangle in an anime like this. Some people may think it's unneeded and shouldn't be present, but I felt like this added a dimension to the show that elevated it to a different stature. As mentioned earlier, the main love interest is between Zen and Shiraiki, but it begins to become more prevalent that Obi has feelings for Shiraiki. I mean, come on, look at her. Can you really blame him? I would have definitely fell into the same category that Obi fell in when it comes to having feelings for Shiraiki. But it's something that is so subtle that it becomes really loud. You can see Obi's body tone change when he's with Shiraiki, and that he taps into a more vulnerable side of himself. It hits home even more once you realize that this is a part of Obi that is locked off towards everyone else, but he feels comfortable enough to embrace this side of him once he's with Shiraiki. There's many instances where he's left shaken up when it's just a simple touch from her, and he keeps replaying that moment in his head. Where things would usually get really messy is due to the fact that Obi is Zen's right-hand man, and Obi is also incredibly loyal to Zen, so you can see where the problem lies. Zen has feelings for Shiraiki. Zen's right-hand man also has feelings for Shiraiki. So things could obviously get complicated, and people would assume that's where things get complicated and messy, but this is where the beauty of this love triangle lies. This is probably the healthiest love triangle that I have ever seen in my life. And this is one of the main reasons as to why I love Obi so much. His feelings for Shiraiki is what makes him so likable, because he's so loyal to Zen. He respects the love that Shiraiki and Zen have to not cross any boundaries over any selfish needs that he has. But more so, he loves Shiraiki so much that he just wants her to be happy. And he knows the only way for her to be truly happy is to be with Zen. Now I just want you to think about that for a second and let it marinate. He loves her so much that he just wants her to be happy, and he knows the only way she can be truly happy is to be with Zen and not himself. To me, that's the definition of true love in a sense. Loving someone so much that it isn't about just you, but doing what's best for them, even if that means you get the short end of the stick. It's so rare to see a love triangle where everyone could coexist. And that's exactly what happens in this anime. Which leaves me with the last major reason as to why this anime is so great. And that's overall fluidity of the storyline. Some animes do the unnecessary, whether that's trying to do too much in a short span of time, or introducing an arc that provides little to no substance to the show as a whole. Snow White with the red hair does none of that. Everything that happens in this anime happens for a reason, and it is done beautifully. There was never a moment where I wished something happened instead of what actually did. Each episode was so fulfilling on many levels, and as an anime watcher, there's times where you're watching an episode and it might feel super dragged out. But I found myself breezing through episodes of this anime and thinking, man, how did that finish so fast? That felt like it was 10 minutes when it was actually 23 minutes instead. I got the right amount of action for each episode and the right amount of sentimental value. And everything just kept building, and also that romantic substance was there for each episode depending on where we were in the story. And I like that because it didn't force anything. If it was a much more deeper told message being made in this episode, they wouldn't force a romantic element in it if it wasn't natural. And I look at some of the other animes I love with all my heart, like Naruto, Code Geass, and Hunter x Hunter, and I can think of some moments that I wish didn't happen in it, or I thought it should have had a different outcome. And that's not just my personal opinion, but I would have also thought the writing itself would have been better that way. I don't feel that way with Snow White with the red hair. I feel that every part of this anime was perfect, and I'm underlining perfect to emphasize just how much I feel about that. The way they're able to paint this picture of a girl with no status being recognized solely for her looks, but meeting someone who sees her for more than that, and recognizing her skills and talents. And from moving up the ranks, proving that not only is she worthy of receiving love from a prince, but she's just as impactful as anyone else with status, if not more. It's a beautiful narrative I feel should be appreciated by many, and be recognized as one of the best romance animes, if not the best. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you haven't watched this anime, please go and check it out. It should be on any website that you use to watch anime. And You are going to love it. If you have watched it already, let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you agree with me or if you don't, I love to have the discourse in the comment section down below. Like the video if you haven't, and also hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot and you get to stick up to date when I upload videos. And with that being said, it's been your boy Nickeem, and I'll see y'all in the next one.